Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games for you. We are at home against league leaders Morcambe, and we follow it up with an away game against second placed Boston. So, two really big games for us today. As you can see, we're sat in fourth place in the league at the moment. So, in terms of our promotion credentials as such, these are two really big games. Morecambe are 20 games unbeaten at home. Luckily, we are the home team today. I'm not too sure how it's going to go. Form has been a little bit sketchy. We got knocked out of the FA Trophy. I played a fully rotated team for that game. I wasn't massively fussed for it. Um, so we ended up losing 5-2 in that one. A 2-1 defeat previous to that at home against Shrewsbury. Other than that, form has been a little bit hit and miss, to be quite honest. We've won a couple of games in there. And again, that Bournemouth under-21s game that we played and lost 4-0, we did rotate the team again because we had already qualified in the National League Cup. Um, so we are through to the quarter final of that, in which we do end up playing Morecambe again. So we might end up with that in the next episode. But today, it's all about the league. Can we find a way to get two massive results in these next two matches? Big, big games. It's unfortunate that the Morecambe game's midweek, really. Obviously, we are in December, so there is a little bit of fixture congestion in there. So, two big games within 4 days of one another. It's not ideal in terms of game preparation, but we'll see how far we get, and hopefully we can at least get some points um, on the board. To be quite honest, these two games, if we can get two draws out of them, I would consider it a very good set of fixtures, to be honest. Going into today's match against Morecambe, we are back to pretty much our full strength side. Cooney is back in goal with Lindsay, Voice, Bakari and Banks in the defence, with Sargent and Weston playing just ahead of them. Ceriso and Ryan are out wide with Elliott and Parker as the front pairing once again. Aqua has improved in terms of his form recently. He seems to have been putting himself about a little bit more. I'm still trying to loan out Koulibaly at the moment. It's been a little bit of a trying situation with him, to be honest. Um, it's just been a real struggle. No one's been interested in him. We want him to be a regular starter because if we can get him out on loan in Europe somewhere, hopefully after around half a season, he may end up valid for a work permit. But until then, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to get anything from it. Um, if anything else, we might be able to sell him for a profit, but we want him to get that work permit and be a part of the first team. As you can see there, we've just tried to loan him out again. We'll see what happens. We are in mid-December, so it is a good time to try and push for these loan deals to then go through in January. But again, we will see how we get on. And fingers crossed we can get him out on loan because it would be great for his development. And also, it would really increase the opportunity for us to get him a work permit and then get him some first team football going into next season. So in terms of starting 11, we're pretty much at full strength, really. We have got a bit of rotational option on the bench there as well. Good options across the board, really. Um, I told the lads that we want to see a marked improvement. Obviously, we've lost our last couple of matches. Um, obviously, it's largely based on the previous match in which we lost quite considerably. But again, the the FA Trophy, I wasn't particularly fussed about. We are a National League side, and you're going to be looking at a League Two or League One club to win that anyway. Um, so yeah, hopefully, as I said before, we can, if nothing else, at least get. I'd like to think we could beat Boston maybe, but this is the game that is going to be telling for us, with us being at home in this fixture. I think Morecambe being the league leaders, though they've only lost 3 games so far this season. This is going to be a big test, realistically, and hopefully we can find a way to break down what has been quite a resilient defence so far this season. And that is a really well worked goal from Morecambe. I mean, they made that look so simple, didn't they? And they take lead after just 5 minutes here. I am still toying with the idea of tactical changes as well, but I don't want to do anything too drastic at the moment. It's a little bit of a if buts maybes type thing at the moment. Um, we've contemplated it last season. We've contemplated it throughout the course of this season so far as well. But I've just not quite made my mind up at the moment, and it's a case of having the right players available. There is a formation in particular that I am thinking of. It's something I used to use on the old football manager, the older football manager games. I'm talking FM 2008, FM 2010, um, that type of time frame. Whether it'd work on in this one, I'm not too sure. It's not something I've used for a very long time. And Morecambe are 2-0 up, and this is looking very, very poor from our perspective. We have been completely outmatched already here in this opening 10 minutes, even from a set piece. And we've berated the team straight away. 2-0 down in the opening 10 minutes of any game. It doesn't matter who you're playing against, it is completely unacceptable. And we need to step up here. And at the minute, we're not even looking like we're going to be creating anything against the league leaders. They have very much out. They've actually got two playmakers I've just noticed as well in the midfield. They've got the deep line playmaker in the base of the midfield with the advanced playmaker there in the centre. So they're very much a creative side, and by the looks of it, I would say that they're playing a bit more of a tiki-taka system. Obviously, we're trying to be more direct in our play. But if they're just knocking the ball around us, we're not going to get close to them, are we? Bakari trying to, well, I mean, very ambitious run from Bakari. He did okay, though. Kamani Ryan into Banks. Plays it across the penalty area, and Elliott should be scoring there, especially considering his goal scoring record in previous seasons for Macclesfield. He should be doing a lot better there, but he's really not reached the heights that I was hoping he would. And with the tactical tweak that I'm thinking of, by the way, it would be to go to a one striker system as well. And again, I don't know how effective that would be for us. And the other thing as well, it might be kind of a variation on what I used to play, because the attacking midfielders that we've got for the wings, especially, they're not as well suited to play a slightly deeper role. So that is something else I've got to consider if we do go ahead with this change of tactics that I'm thinking of. Cerezo cutting into the penalty area, that's a shocking finish, really. We have grown into the game a little bit, but the damage has definitely already been done here in the opening 10 minutes with those two goals. And I mean, we've had a few attempts at goal, to be fair. So we are growing into the match, but yeah, I think we were too slow out of the blocks, and I think the damage is already done. You can't be slow out of the blocks against any team, let alone the league leaders. And to give them a 2-goal lead so early pretty much sets the tone, doesn't it, really? If we can get a goal at the early part of the second half, preferably before the hour mark, yeah, we might have an opportunity to get ourselves back into the game. But I don't think it's likely. We have struggled a little bit form-wise. We've got a couple of wins in there, but with draws and defeats and everything, there's just a little bit lack of consistency on the go at the moment. And we just need to pick it up a little bit if we want to make any progression. Incidentally, the board have agreed to a coaching course as well. So that is a little bit of positivity from our perspective. That's a lovely little dink pass from Elliott, and Parker is in, and Parker has scored right before the hour mark. So we're back in the game. A little bit scrappy defensively from Morecambe, but we certainly did well to take advantage. And Elliott tried to find Cerezo initially, but he managed to flick the pass through, and Hugh Parker latching onto it, and he continues his quite good season, to be honest. He's been a very good signing for us. And this is the thing. I know Elliott's not really been scoring the goals that we expected of him, but he's not a bad striker either. If we do go to a one striker system, somebody's going to be missing out. And it could be quite a tough decision to have to make, as Whelan knocks it into the penalty. A good header from Bakari. And it's ended up going in, and it was Taylor O'Kane with the finish. Jude Russell, the centre back, with a goal and an assist now for Morecambe. And a little bit poor from our perspective. I mean, who was marking him? Well, by the looks of it, nobody. I mean, Russell did well with the header, and O'Kane. I mean, he's hitting it on the volley, to be fair. There's not an awful lot we could have done. The defender tried to make the block, and Cooney was unsighted, so I won't be too critical of that one. But we are now 3-1 down, and I don't want this to become a massacre like that previous match against Solihull. Granted, we did rotate for that game, but it seems to have affected confidence in some of the first teamers, to be honest, which isn't what I wanted to be happening, of course. Finney plays it forward into Hatch, and now Sugarman is in, and I thought that was number 4, to be honest. But again, we've been completely outplayed, and I think tactical changes are going to be required. I mean, you look at that performance of the Morcambe players, it's been very much on point, and they're just completely passing around us in the midfield. Ryan does well, finds Parker, and now Banks tries to get past his man, and he's done really well to find the pass to Parker. He's fired it in, and it's fallen for Kamani Ryan, and we're back to 3-2. So we are keeping in the game. And again, this is the thing. I don't know whether to change it or not. I think we might be a little bit more defensively solid with the formation that I'm thinking of, but at the same time, we're doing reasonably well in front of goal. It's a very difficult situation. And yeah, I think it is literally down to the quality of players we have as well. Granted, they've got a three-man midfield in there, so they have got a little bit extra space in that midfield. But from a general perspective, I think it's just a slight lack of quality. And I think, to be honest, we are performing above expectation at the moment anyway. We're sat in a playoff place, and I think we can be very pleased with where we're sat. But I would like to suggest that we're better than the media thinks, if you see what I mean. So it's difficult. We need to keep pushing and doing what we're doing, but it's uh, it's a very awkward situation, as you can appreciate. So, but again, against the league leaders, yes, we're 3-2 down, but we've kept in the game. I know we've gone 2 goals down twice. The opening 10 minutes killed us, realistically. But I'm not disheartened by the performance. I mean, we've had more attempts at goal as well. It's just not quite been the right kind of chances, obviously, for us to get any kind of result today. And yeah, a little bit disappointed, but we stayed in the game and we played reasonably well. So I'm not too disheartened. And hopefully we can build on that performance, but it is still a defeat. That's the main worry. We are still sat in 4th place though. Luckily the teams around us are struggling a little bit as well. Macclesfield losing to Dorking, who were bottom of the league at that point. So big result there for Dorking, which just shows anybody can beat anybody in this league for the most part. And yeah, we'll have to see how things go. And with the away game against Boston only in a few days' time, it's a little bit dicey at the moment. There are teams with games in hand as well, so we could drop down potentially to 6th. Actually, no, it'd only be to 5th if Hartlepool won their game, but potentially we could be dropping out of this title race quite quickly. Obviously, only the top team gets automatically promoted with 10 points off Morecambe now following that defeat, which isn't ideal, but we'll just have to see what happens. We've got the away game against Boston coming up, so bear with me, and we will come back for that one, and hopefully a better result will be incoming. We certainly need it. Okay then guys, here we go for the game against Boston. As you can see, we have made those changes tactically. So we've only had a couple of days of training with it, realistically, so I'm not going to read too much into this result, but it is a setup that I am going to try and persist with. Combined, this is what we're going to be looking like. So I'm relatively pleased. We've got enough players that can push into these roles as well. Pavey's going to get a rare run out as well. So this could be an interesting system for him to see if it will suit him at all. We have gone the one up front. Aqua's starting today, literally because it's been only a few days since the previous match, so a few of the key players are going to be rested. Likes of Park. I mean, to be fair, Parker is fit enough to play, so I think we will keep him on up front today. Um, Cooney remains in goal. The back four remains the same today, but we've got Sargent playing in the defensive midfield role. We've got Breckin coming into the central midfield today. Um, so he will drop into the defensive midfield when we are out of possession. But he's going to be that main playmaker in the centre of the pitch there. And then Pavey is going to be playing in behind Parker. Ceriso and Ryan will remain a little bit further back, but they will look to push forward with their pace as proper out-and-out wingers. So in possession, this is what we're going to be looking like. So we've got decent cover out wide. We've got decent cover in the centre of the pitch as well. So we've got that extra body right in the central midfield area. But of course, we've also got the attacking midfielder there as well. When the attacking midfielder drops back when we're out of possession, he will be the pressing central midfielder, and the other central midfielder, which would be Breckin, who's originally the playmaker, he's going to drop back to defensive midfield out of possession. So out of possession, we are quite similar, but we are sticking with one striker instead of having the two. This could be a problem in terms of goal scoring, but I'm hoping defensively we might just be a little bit more rigid. This could work, in my opinion. We have got bodies in the squad that can play in these roles, and it's an opportunity for one or two of our youngsters as well. So Bayode can play in the attacking role as well as normal central midfield, as can, where is he? As can Blackwell, who I really like him, but he's not quite breaking into the first team as of yet. He is a kind of player that I want to make use of, but again, we'll have to just wait and see what happens. Both of the youngsters are wanted on transfer at the moment, both of them by Motherwell and Bayode also by Stockport. So it could be a use them or lose them situation. Contract wise, they are running a little bit lower as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on. Like I say, we've only been training it a couple of days. I'm not going to read too much into the result, but in terms of team shape, that is the key thing that I'm looking at today. Yes, it's a big game to be testing it in, but every game in the league is going to be a big game as well. So realistically, there's no ideal time to change tactically. They've got a flat back six there as well. So, I think it could be interesting. I've not used this tactic, like I say, for a fair few games, realistically. I think I might have dabbled with it briefly in FM24, but nothing relating to videos from what I can recall. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how it works, to be honest. Granted, there's not too much maneuverability in that midfield. We're keeping everybody quite central. But because Breckin's going to be the playmaker in there, he may have a little bit more maneuverability. I did toy with the idea of having Pavey running into the channels as well to support the wingers, subject to whichever side we play down. But then it does leave Parker a little bit more isolated. So I want Pavey to try and stay a little bit more central in behind. We've got him as the attacking midfielder at the moment. And in terms of player roles, I am toying with the idea of having what they call the shadow striker as well. The only player realistically that can play that would be the youngster Blackwell because he is capable of playing up front as well as in that midfield. So it'll be interesting to see really exactly how it goes. That's a good save there from Cooney to keep it at 0-0, but it's been a bit of a cagey game so far. Boston have had the attempts at goal. Obviously, it's a little bit more secure defensively, in my opinion, this setup. But going forward, it might be a little bit of a throw of the dice, really. Like I say, we have had two up front, and we've played that way throughout since we started here at Curzon. We've played with the two up front throughout, really. Um, so I think it'll be an interesting one. That's a lovely little pass from Lindsay playing it inside to Pavey. Holds the ball up well, finds Ceriso. He gets into the penalty, finds Parker, and we do take the lead. And that was a really well-worked move, to be honest. It was a nice pass from Lindsay to play it into Pavey. But again, Pavey just found that little bit of space there. And Ceriso made that direct run down the left-hand side. And Parker very much onside the defender, made the run beyond him, and that is a neat finish. Obviously, it wanted to play Aqua today to give one or two of these guys a rest. They were fully fit though, so there was no need to give them a full rest realistically, because we have got another week before our next match as well. But I think from a tactical perspective, this could work. And because the wingers start a little bit further back as well, their wing backs are a little bit further forward. We have struggled against this formation before. But it could work out quite well when our wingers are starting just in front of the wing backs. But with the attacking midfielder in here, if he can lose his man, there's every opportunity that we could be quite creative with this setup, especially against this formation, which we have struggled with before. We'll tell the lads to keep up what they're doing. It's been a decent first half. One or two players not quite getting into the game, but largely it's our wing backs. Their roles haven't changed. The way that they play hasn't changed at all, realistically, in this new setup. So we've not messed around defensively too much in terms of squad roles. That's a good effort from Motto, but good header clear from Bakari. Now Reiki into Taylor. Plays it back to Kamson Kamara. Now Cooper to Bowler. They're just controlling possession at the minute. But as you can see, with the way that we are dropping back in the midfield, we are covering this area here. So we're harder to break down by the looks of things because we've got that extra body dropping into the central midfield as well. But we'll just have to see how it works out. Drury here with a free kick, and that's a lovely goal. I mean, it's gone against me, so I'm not best pleased, but what a lovely free kick that is from Peter Drury. Flying into the top corner. I mean, positional sense from the keeper, not the best, but I mean, full stretch from Cooney. He just couldn't quite get to it, but that was a lovely free kick. And Boston find themselves level. Sargent here to Lindsay. Now Cerezo back to Lindsay. It's taking a deflection. And Wogan kept his eye on it and did quite well there to just keep a close eye on proceedings with that. And it's played forward to Norkit. Now Drew is in again. And Drew is shot again and it's gone over the bar. And within the space of a minute, not only have they equalised, but they could have gone ahead. We do need to wake ourselves up a little bit here. We haven't seen too many attacking options from our perspective either. We are creating opportunities, as you can see from the match stats there in the centre. We have created opportunities again. So from a creative perspective, it's not been too bad. Sargent here with the delivery from the corner. It's ended up, well, I was a bit confused there, but apparently there's an handball in there. And now we have a penalty kick. And it's an opportunity potentially here to retake the lead. It's going to be Sargent to take, and it's going to be Sargent to convert. And we retake the lead here away at Boston. And again, they are second in the league at the moment. If we can get an away win here, that is a really good result from my perspective. And I mean, the keeper went the wrong way, but it was a very well taken penalty from Sargent. We have taken Weston off of the penalties. And to be honest, I am thinking of selling Charlie Weston. I know he's been a mainstayer in the squad, but my staff keep wanting to put him in the team. And we've got players that are better than him in the squad. And it's a little bit frustrating at times. Yes, he's got some quality, but realistically, we have better options in the squad. And I think it is going to be time for him to leave so that we can actually get some of our better players into the squad on a regular basis. I know I can change it myself per game, but it's just one of them little niggles. He's clearly a fan favourite as Cerezo charges down the left-hand side, swings it in, looking for Parker. And we've got Parker as a poacher, by the way, at the moment. That's the role that we've given him. He has managed to score today, so it's still a reasonable option for us. But obviously, we can't really have him as a target forward anymore because he's not got that support with a second striker. So it's something that I'll keep an eye on. Obviously, he's our top scorer, and that's a great little bit of control. And he's hit the post. I mean, that was a brilliant effort from him. And clearly, he's still proving to be quite a dangerous asset up front, regardless of the role that we're playing him in. He's had a very good game today. We could make a few changes here, but there's no point. There's only a couple of minutes to go. I need to keep an eye on the time during matches because we've got tired legs out there, and I've just completely forgotten about it. Sargent here with a free kick. It's very rare that we see free kicks get scored, to be fair. And Sargent's fired it in, and that's a brilliant piece of goalkeeping from Wogan. What a save that was. And luckily, they don't manage to get enough time for the counter-attack. But that's a great result. 3 points away from home, a brand new setup that we've only been training a couple of days. And I'm really pleased with that. Kamani Ryan didn't play too well on that right-hand side. He's still one of the key players in the squad, though, because he can play that role quite well. But he just didn't really get into the game. But that was a really good performance. A 2-1 win. We created plenty of opportunities. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest. 4 players are in need of a rest. We've got a week until the next match anyway against Dorking, but that is a really good result, and hopefully it gives us something to build on in terms of the formation. Like I say, it's taken me a lot of thinking time, probably too much realistically, to decide what I wanted to do tactically. But I've finally done it. We've finally made a change. We've got another win on the board. Form-wise, we're not that bad realistically. Um, but there's still a lot of work to do if we want to get promoted this season. Hopefully, things will go well for us, but we will have to wait and see what happens from here. In terms of fixture schedule, the National League Cup quarter final, it's not really a massive competition, to be honest, but I think we'll probably come back for that and probably Ebbsfleet away, I'm looking at, to be honest. Um, and then we'll be looking to get through the majority of the season then in just another couple of episodes, to be honest. We'll see how we get on in the next 6 league games. We'll be back for that cup quarter final and then Ebbsfleet away. And hopefully we can get on a winning run and continue our push for promotion. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time, and I hope you have had a cracking new year. This is Big Will, signing away.